And I want to say thanks to Elias. I mean, it was really nice. He offered up thanks to the American parking lot. He had four spots over there. And under construction. The best thing I like about it is there's such a dutiful group over there, and he's got like some real pit bull parking enforcers. They towed him away one time. He owns the building, so I hope you didn't park over there because you're all going to have to pay a fine. So why don't we get the man of the hour out here? Is Chris? Where is he? Where is he?
Nice idea. Thank you.
He's got a little bolt, man. I don't know where he flew in from, but it was cold. Next time, fly in from the equator, Chris. You get a date. Maybe I look good, man. You look good. You look really good. I don't know how much they paid you to do that, but it wasn't enough. Which kind of leads me to my, that's who you want me to end in this room. Thank God the cake's impenetrable. Actually seeing Chris reminds me of a Superman joke. I can't believe I actually have them, but I do. So the three drunks were really enjoying the evening out and just kicking it loose, and the first drunk says, "Hey, let's go up to the top of the building. The city looks beautiful and stuff. It's a great view. I want to show you guys a trick." So they get up there, and anyhow, they're pretty inebriated, and so the drunk says, "Watch this." He goes, "They got this great system, but you jump off, it's suicide-proof." And they go, "No." They go, "Yes, it's suicide-proof." So he jumps off, he starts to fall, and then suddenly comes back up, just pushed up, lands right back on his feet. And the second drunk goes, "That's amazing, I want to try it." He goes, go for it, it's pretty cool. Second drunk jumps off, boom, right to the ground, splat. Third drunk looks over and goes, "You know, Superman, you're an asshole when you drink." Well, Chris, do what you think of that. We're going to celebrate you tonight, my friend, and take a super swing. And the only thing is, I did notice we had an empty table in the back. I figured that was all your high school friends. I only know you a little bit, and I'm happy I do, because you're a great guy. And I'm so happy we got you in Rotary. And you had a great year. I'm not kidding you. You did great. You did more than we could ever expect. You really were a Superman, I'm being honest. But I think there's some people maybe see a little different side of you, and they're going to share it with us. So I'd like to invite up your wife Sherry and your daughter Alicia.
Greetings, everyone. So I think everybody knows me. I'm Sherry. This is Mike. Oh, we have our own moment. Or Michael, we have our own next thing. Thank you. Too close to, all right. And I'm Alicia, who's now scarred and favorite. Oh, you got it. Okay. So we're here to celebrate Chris's year as Rotary President. Chris Ranney, a pretty remarkable guy. It seems like he could do anything. Citizen of the Year. Rotarian of the Year. Wow. Rookie Ski Patrolman of the Year. Outdoor Emergency Care Instructor. 10 years as the COTS board member. Amazing father and firefighter with a Swedish granddaughter. These long pictures. Wonderful husband. He's a dog whisperer, which I would say is
pretty easy to do when you always have dog treats in your pocket. So I was gonna actually ask you to check your pockets, but that's not gonna happen anymore. So just so I'm not a liar, I have to put it there.
Terrific barbecuer. He once smoked a meatloaf totally wrapped in bacon. It was awesome.
Chico State intramural football champ. Back in '77, he stayed an extra semester in school just to get that chance.
And that's the night we met. So exciting. Ironman triathlete. Well, technically, it was only a half Ironman, but he did it twice. Oh,
And then on top of that, there's riding the bike from the Oregon border down to Petaluma for the polio. So I'm sure it's going to do that as well.
Jennifer, you can do that too. Okay, PowerPoint master. I was going to create a PowerPoint for tonight, but I could not hold a candle to Chris's technical abilities, so I just threw the towel and said, no, not happening. Actually, I said F it, but I said Oh, so the next question comes. What can't this man do?
Well, again, my whole script is being thrown off because I was going to say he can't fly. That's now changed.
Oh, over tall buildings with a single jump. It's a leap. Yeah. He can't knit. Have you ever seen the man's hands? Not knitting hands.
Actually. He can't seem to keep both lenses in any pair of glasses.
He can golf, but not that great. Do you remember the time at the family tournament, the Dano Memorial Tournament, and he shot a ball off and way off the green hit a porta potty?
I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I also can't surf too well. We went to a big family vacation in Hawaii and instead of trying to stand on the board every time you had gone off the front of it.
We have video, but we couldn't figure it out. It's old video. I think he's not good at curling, but I've never seen that sport of curling. I've never seen him do it, but I just think he would suck at it. I'm sure it's not much.
Technology, not a strong suit, but give him most approved. It's good.
And what he can't do anymore, he can't any longer be the president of the Rotary Club of Petaluma.
So as you can see, the list of things he cannot do is very short, while the list of things and accomplishments goes on and on. So stepping down as president tonight, this evening, will not stop him from continuing to give back to this community and way beyond. But his humble nature, would never actually let you know that. So my mom and I are incredibly honored to even be up here tonight to give accolades to this amazing individual. And just want to close quickly with a quote that I think is perfect for the greater Rotarian community, all of you in this room. And as my dad would say, it does take a village to make everything like this happen. So never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Thank you.
Special thanks for Sherry not talking about the honeymoon. Anyhow, speaking of things you couldn't do. Now we have a couple other guys. I had no idea. These guys are new guys. You know, I'm on the Petaluma City School Board. And we've got a huge plaque, as most of you know, for cutting mics. These guys, I won't hesitate to cut their mic. I have no idea, but I know a little bit about them, and it could go sideways quick. So you're on your own with these guys. So if Rick Warner and Brandon Trammell can come up.
I was under the impression this was some sort of roast. That was awful nice.
Yeah, that was quite nice, and I'm a little pissed off at the guy who told me we all shaved our heads for the debunking. I don't know who that was. Probably these two bastards right here. You're ahead on this one. You're killing me on this thing. I'm working with you, but that's the one we want, the nice one. Yes, start from beginning.
As you can see, we planned this out very well. We practiced.
You know what? That's okay. We'll just go to the, when I say go, we'll go to that. Of course, we've ruined the entire joke so far. This is part of the whole thing. There is no. We'll work with that. Look at that. What a great guy, right?
So as Ms. Natalie said, we are Rick Warner and Brandon Trammell, and I am 38 years young, and I am damn proud to be roasting your club president.
As you all know, and as family members just mentioned, Chris did win a couple of minor, no big deal awards this year. Petaluma Citizen of the Year, whatever. Rotarian of the Year, and easily obtained.
Put way too much emphasis on these awards and their importance, but he actually won another award.
He did.
That I don't think many of you are aware of. That required far more discipline,
A ton more.
and grit.
Yeah. It was, go ahead and switch to this one up here. It was called the Keeping a Smile on His Face While President-elect Michael Nisler and past President Michael Badley are pontificating about nothing in particular, even though he has a very tight agenda award. And you were exceptional at it. I mean, he did it all the time. It was really fantastic.
A couple of...
There he is smiling, by the way. This is the next slide that we're supposed to be toggling back and forth on. Joanne, you and I worked on this for hours. Oh no, we're giving things away here. Go ahead.
Stolen thunder.
Stolen thunder.
There are a couple other little-known awards that he's actually in the running for at the moment that many of you might not be aware
I
of.
think most of them are not aware of this.
Probably most of them, yeah.
For example, one of them is, you make me want to puke from all your positivity award.
And then the little known, all right, we get it, you're an amazing human being award.
Yeah. There's the, you couldn't hack it into financial services, so you decided to go into coaching award. They were all too nice.
I know it.
Get this party going here, you know.
But the least well-known of all, I believe, is the I secretly hate trees, even though I plant them all the time.
You guys don't know that. That's true, though. That's true. Superman. Now listen, there's another thing, because Chris has really struggled with a few things, just kind of in a human way, you know what I mean? So we signed him up for a few classes because, he's not going to have anything to do now.
For example, Chris is a little too kind and diplomatic at times, so we signed him up for
one more. Oh, this is my part.
Yeah, that's you.
Right there. Yeah. It says how to be more divisive and controversial, taught by Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. To help you out. But you're just a little too kumbaya off for everybody, you know what I mean? Let's stir the pot a little bit, Chris.
It's a long class, draws on and on and on.
There's a final.
It's actually, the final exam is actually facilitated by Charles Barkley. So he'll be facilitating
Very diplomatic, yeah.
the final announcement.
Yeah. Now the other thing is, Chris is a bit of an energy bunny. You know what I mean? Nobody really knows where this comes from. No doubt from some childhood issue. But to help him out, we got him enrolled in a class to help him with this.
The how to slow down and take it easy, dum-dum, because you have nothing left to prove class.
Now this is going to be taught by a sloth, a sleeping bear, and an ordinary house cat.
But honestly, oh yeah. You guys don't know that one.
No, I don't have the same thing.
Okay.
This is where we get emotional and affectionate. We say nice things. No, let's do the other stuff. Let's just go ahead, say it what it says.
I honestly have to say that I'm honored to have come into this club under your presidency. You're a model citizen, all joking aside. I think I couldn't have asked for a better intro to such an amazing group of people under such a great leader. Somebody who will never call out all of his good deeds and everything great that he's done. And frankly, to receive an award from you is probably one of the highest honors I think I've ever received. So I appreciate it greatly.
I wrote that, actually.
Word for word. That was all.
You memorized it. It was amazing.
All right.
Very good. Well, I'm not even adding to that, except to say that I just really do appreciate, just like Brandon and the rest of us, your ability to set an example for all of us on how to do this thing. It was leadership by example, and I've talked to you about that before. It's so attractive, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That was like one of the best roasts since the last one. It was pretty good for a couple of roasts. So anyhow, soon enough, maybe one of those guys will be able to get roasted. So that's how it rolls in Rotary. You start building up leadership and you get involved. And those two guys have done a great job as you guys getting involved. So speaking of a guy that's involved, you like that segue? Did it on my own. Here's a guy that's really involved. And he was willing to come up and say a few kind words, I hope, for Chris, and give a nice warm welcome to our District Governor, Bob Rogers. Remember, Bob, we only have 25 minutes for this thing.
Well, thanks for the microphone.
He has one for you.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I know who Michael is. I didn't know I was going to have to get up and say something, but I can't think of any jokes. But what I can think of is what this man did from the get-go. And the bike ride, at first he says, I can't do the whole ride, I can only do the first couple days, because I got something going on, I can't remember what it was. And he was going to bail out. He says, but I'll help put the finish line together. And he did. He got the other clubs together, Petaluma clubs and Rancho Cotati and Runner Park, and they worked on that. And he did the bike ride, and he did the whole thing. He raised a lot of money. He put us all together in a cooperative spirit. Had a great time on the ride, and we thought, that's it, boy. What a hell of a year that we've had. And then the fires came. And who stepped up to the plate? Superman. He's the vice chair for the District 5130 Fire Relief Fund, and he is the chair for Sonoma County. So that's good. He had 3 other people helping him and so on. But I could say almost single-handedly, with the help of Sherry, he got a committee together of about 80 people. That committee is still active. I know a lot of you are in that committee, and they're still going out and vetting. Getting the money was almost the easy part. Distributing it responsibly was the hard part. And Chris developed the process, and it was not an easy thing to do. And at that point, I knew it was going to be Rotarian of the Year. And he didn't let me down the rest of the year either. He continued. So this guy really, really, really deserves everything that we've said about him tonight. Okay, that's it. That's just the cover almost. Should I say something about Mike?
You'll have a whole year of that. And much more material. Anyhow, so Chris, you're sitting there, with your hands folded. You really need a drink. What's Superman's kryptonite? Well, in your case, it's Maker's Mark. But I mean, somebody get Chris a drink. Anyhow, I would now like to introduce a couple of your colleagues and contemporaries, people that have walked in your shoes. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you and ask them to come to the podium, Ms. Jennifer Carter from the Petaluma Valley Club, and Mr. Richard Pitt from the Sunrise. Richard's not here. Apparently he doesn't like Superman. So Jennifer, you have twice as long.
Twice as long, okay. I'm so honored to be here. I was so excited when I got the invitation to come to Chris's debunking tonight. I'm the current, almost 2 more days left, president of Petaluma Valley Rotary, and we've had a fantastic journey together. So that's what I wanted to share a little bit about with you guys tonight. I remember one of our, fundraisers at Lagunitas we have for our international projects, and Chris and Sherry came. It was one of the first times I got to meet them. And I have 5 7-year-old twins who were 5 at the time, and they came up and they said, "Mom, I met this really nice lady named Sherry, and she's buying Girl Scout cookies for me." And it was like cemented. From then on, we were, always, look, there's Miss Sherry. Sherry. I loved her. So we really collaborated a lot this year as the 3 clubs, and it was really special to have that opportunity. It started, really kicking in at Pets. You saw some pictures of the hospitality suites that were epic. I mean, anyone who's been to Pets knows how amazing that is. But also we got the opportunity to meet President of Rotary International, Ian Risley. We have a picture of the 3 of us, Richard, Chris, and I, and Ian and his wife. And we committed to collaborating as 3 clubs on a lot of projects this year and some social stuff. We also went to Atlanta together, all of us. We had a great time. We ate and drank our way through Atlanta and learned a lot, got very inspired. That was the convention last year. The bike ride, I know that you guys have heard about that tonight, and that Chris rode the entire ride. My husband did as well. And we raised a lot of money for our district. And I was so excited. I just came home from Toronto 2 nights ago, and I saw Bob Rogers up on stage at the International Convention, and we were one of the top 20 districts for polio. I also super appreciate that Chris and Matt trained together for the ride, and he came and picked him up, and Matt was still asleep. Woke him up! So I didn't have to go riding with him. So I really appreciate your patience with that. I'm not going to talk about fire relief because you guys know all about everything he's done there, but we had set out early on to do a 3-club project with our district grant, and we decided on tree planting because that was one of Ian's goals for the year. And we saw a lot about that at the convention in Toronto just now. But the power of collaborating with our clubs and with another partner, the city of Petaluma, we planted over 150 trees in 3 weekends and came in under budget and got our district grant report in way before the deadline. Last week, and she said that she was spending all of her free time reviewing grants, and she was so thankful to us for not having to add ours to her list. I sat in Toronto, and the international convention is amazing. I hope anyone who's never been to one can go at some point in their life. And this is my 3rd that I've been to. And I sat there, and there was one day when they introduced the Rotary International Board of Directors. And I was sitting next to Bruce Shumikowski, who is our incoming president of my club. And I nudged him and I said, I can see Chris up there someday. Yeah. And that's the caliber of a president, of a man that you have as president right now, and it was really cool. So I'm going to close by talking about our theme for the year, which was making a difference. And I remember when I was president-elect, I thought, oh, I can't wait till I know what the theme is this year. And then I heard making a difference, and I went, what? Okay, that's kind of boring. That's not really exciting and inspiring. And then I thought, well, hold on, but that's so obvious. Of course, that's why we're here. That's why we're in Rotary. And you know, one could argue that we're put on this planet to make a difference to our community and to our world and to our clubs. But I'm going to also add that Chris and Sherry and their family has exemplified this during the year, but they also made a difference to me and my family in the year. And I love getting to know you and going this journey together. So thank you for traveling the Rotary Club President journey with me and making a difference.
Thank you very much. So, now Chris, we get to actually, you've given us the gift of good leadership and darn good gear, so we get to give you a few gifts. So we're looking forward to this part. So I'd like to call up Tony Western and Rick Gorman to assist me. We're going to, we're going to give it to you. Here, Tony.
All right, so now that Chris has all this free time on his hands, apparently he's a budding craftsman. He wants to build some stuff at home, for better for worse. So you have to be properly equipped to do projects like this. Obviously, safety first. You know, no drinking power tools first. If you're Irish, but you know, you do the projects first and then you have a beer. But first you need to be properly equipped and protected. So why don't we start out with your protective smock, which, can you put it on the other way? It might be a blessing for everybody actually. Yeah, cover that up. Should we do the helmet? Okay.
I don't do it, it's kryptonite.
And then protect that 20/20 vision. There we go. Now you gotta pull it down. Beautiful.
That's a back to the future.
Can you button that jacket up, please, for what that comes from? Yeah, there we go. There you go. Kind of hesitant to reach into that area.
There's some serious compensation going on.
Do we need to punch a few new holes in it to extend the lifespan?
Breathe in.
All right, give your hand to left hand, other left. Oh, you love this. Yeah, if the glove fits, you must have put it, right? Where we have left? Okay, there we go. Present that the, here you go.
So Sherry is worried that, Chris is gonna have a lot of time on his hands, and after he does this initial project, he's gonna wanna tackle the house. So she asked me to kind of slow him down a little bit, and she's also worried a little bit about his fingers and things like that. So we have a no power tool rule, and I think that this is a good way to start. So here's your saw. So, all right, good practice on that.
And then, Sharon, this is for you to keep handy. Even though these are the first day, you're not supposed to do it to yourself, so keep that, mommy, just tuck that right in there. All right, yes, sir. Thanks, sir. And there's more to come as our MC will pass that along to you as well.
Wait a minute, Chris, there's more. So, a little club gift, because now that you know that you're properly outfitted to do some serious damage, hopefully not to yourself, but to some wood. We have a $500 gift certificate to you from Heritage Salvage. And just because we know you don't have an office, and your den's probably all cluttered up with old booze bottles, we did want to present you with this plaque in appreciation, because you gave everybody, momentous appreciation, mostly wine. But you can't drink it, but it'll do time, Chris, and let you know how much we thought about it. We love you. So with that, I will tell you, I had Chris made me do a lot of thoughts for the day. Sometimes call me up 5 minutes before the meeting started. But I will tell you, Chris, the best executive is the one who has the sense to pick good people to do what he or she wants done, and the self-restraint to keep from meddling with them while they do it. And you did a great job. You picked really good people, they loved you. You inspired them. And Chris, you actually lived my motto, which was having fun but getting it done. Now the moment Chris has been waiting for, truly, back to you.
Well, thank you, Michael. Can I go get changed so I can go on my tips?
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for all of those words. I can't believe all the comments. Thank you very much. It was wonderful. So, I wanted to make sure that I had some time here to thank a lot of people that did so much for the club this year. And I wanted to start off with all of the committee chairs. This club is so busy. So I was wondering if, as I call your name, if you could please stand up, and Alicia and Sherry are going to bring some gifts over to you. But Chad and Charlie for the golf tournament. I know Chad's not here, but Charlie, if you can stand up. Just for the committee chairs. Elias for the Children's Holiday Gift Project. Elias. Michael Petaluma for the crab feed. Lisa Rosa, Brian Green, and Rick Gorman for the Super Raffle. Rick Rossi for the President of the Rotary Club of Petaluma Foundation. James Sardana Tolly's not here, but she did all the scholarships for Bill Boverman's not here, but he did the Farmers and Merchants Dinner. Mike Padley for the friendship piece and the Debunking MC extraordinaire. My wife Sherry and Jim Becker's co-chairs of the World Community Services Center.
popular call for 15 years as a Christmas holiday. Elias, Tony, and Larry for various Miracle League fundraising efforts. Please stand up. Joanne, Charlie, Ed, and Danny for the program committee every week. And finally, Jeff Ellis and Tony Tosconi for the dictionary program. Tony runs the dictionary program at Petaluma and all over the country. So I'd really like to thank my board. We did a lot of work together. These committee chairs did so much work. And you know what's incredible about this year is everybody did something. No matter if you were on a committee chair or if you were attending or donating, everybody in this club did something in the way that they could. And I'm so appreciative of that. Everybody really worked hard. So I really appreciate everything that everybody's done. So the board, I was wondering if all the board members could please stand up. We're going to come around. So we're going to come around. Please keep standing up because we're going to give you some gifts. Okay, Ed Fullerton, Bonita Pellegrini, Elias Mazzari, Tony Tosconi, Mike Badley, Rick Gorman, Danny Fish, Rick Mossy, Renee Hayes, Tony Wester. Am I missing anybody over there? Charlie, I don't see it behind there. So Charlie. Yeah. So again, the board does so much. They keep me in check. Michael Nisler, right there for the board. Did I miss anybody else? So these plaques are in your honor. Thank you very much. You did an amazing job. You have to put up with my meetings every month. Actually, we last 2 months we didn't have meetings, so that's pretty cool. So. But again, thank you all board members very much for all of your help. You know, you come to a meeting like this, all the flags are set up, everything's set up. It doesn't happen by accident. Guys get here early, they leave late, and they really, really make it happen. So I want to recognize those guys. Actually, Mike Ambrosio, I talked to him last week. He's in Toronto, I recognize him. But I wanted to recognize Charlie Stewart, Mike Stauber, and Michael Nisler for all of their help. Okay, good. Okay, a few other awards here. We have a thing called Rotateller, where every week our meetings are chronicled. They're videotaped, they're photographed, and they're put into an editorial concept called Rotateller. And these people do this every week after week after week, and I want to recognize those folks. It's Mike Badley, Joanne Ferris, James Salvanatali, Ricardo, Al Catalini, Brian Breen, Michael, and Grace Nisler. Thank you very much for all of that. Again, thank you for that. You got all. Thanks a lot for your help on this one. Am I being too nice, Brandon and Rick? Just tell me to get the hell out and move there and pose a little bit. Okay.
A little less appreciative would be good.
Okay. There's a couple, and these are new awards I want to do this year. This club does a lot for youth in Petaluma, and it goes unnoticed. And it's done kind of under the radar, but it's done week after week after week. And you support the youth here in Petaluma. So I wanted to give you what's called the Youth Services Award, and I wanted to read it. It reads, in recognition of your strong commitment and passion in helping the young people in our community develop skills of leadership, critical thinking, and community service. Thanks for all you do for the community, the Rotary Club of Petaluma. So the Service to Youth Award goes to Daniel Cummings and Chris Elsey for the Interact Club. Lee Repose is not here, but he does the District 5130 RILA program, so Lee's not here, but Lee does an amazing job with RILA. And 4 gentlemen have been doing some work over at McKinley School for the last 15 to 16 years. It's Rick Paul, Al Catalini, Michael Nisler, and Ed Fullerton for all the work that you do. So I have another award that I want to get to, which is special for this year. And Bob mentioned it in terms of the fire relief. This club stepped up big time. We're the furthest club south. Petaluma Valley stepped up, Petaluma Sunrise stepped up, and we all banded together as team members to go out and help people who needed money for $5,000 grants and two $2,500 grants, and it's still going on. So I wanted to give what's called the Service Above Self Award, and it reads, in recognition of your tireless efforts to help the fire survivors in Sonoma County after the devastating wildfires in October 17. Thanks for all you do for the community. And I wanted to especially recognize these folks. Joanne Ferris, Juanita Pellegrini, Mike Ambrosio, Danny Fish, Rick and Brandon, Michael and Grace, and the newcomer on the team, Kathy O'Connor. There's two awards out there that should not be out there. They have, oh, there they are. Thank you, Rick. And there's another one. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I have a new award today that I wanted to do, and about a year and a half ago when I was picked for this position, this person came up to me and said, Chris, there's a lot of things you need to learn about Rotary. And so, on occasion, a lot actually, I would get a phone call, or this person would come to me and say, Chris, have you considered this? Or Chris, have you considered that? And this person, every time I talked to him, was right, and just did an amazing job. I also got a really long history of a lot of issues that came up all the time, but it was worth it because every time I talked to this person, he helped. So I thought, what could this award be? The name. I'm a Godfather fan, so maybe Concierge, or the a Minesweeper Award, so I don't step in it. But it truly is what I consider a Trusted Advisor Award. And I'd like to award the Trusted Advisor Award to past President John Dano. Thank you, John. Also, we have what are called rising stars, people that really do a lot for the club. And this person just really exemplified the spirit of Rotary. This person was a very busy businesswoman, traveling all over the country. But every time that she was here, she just stepped in and helped out. Her enthusiasm was contagious, her work was very hard, she was always supportive, and I wanted to award what's called the Rising Star Award to Maggie Ranney. So I'd like to award now the Rotarian of the Year. And again, when I first started seeking out people to help me this year, I went to this person and she said, yes, I would be glad to. Matter of fact, everything we were talking about, I'm very excited about helping out and very motivated. And motivated and inspired she was. She involved herself with almost every committee. She involved herself with every event. She worked hard on all different fundraising efforts. She never said no. She was helped with the fire survivors. She just did an incredible job. And I wanted to read a fable, actually, that I just happened to see today that will really tell you what this person is, or what she is. A wise woman who was traveling in the mountains found a precious stone in a stream. The next day she met another traveler who was hungry, and the wise woman opened her bag to share her food. The hungry traveler saw the precious stone and asked the woman to give it to him. She did so without hesitation. The traveler left, rejoicing in his good fortune. He knew the stone was worth enough to give him security for a lifetime. But after a few days, he later came back to return the stone to the wise woman. "I've been thinking," he said. "I know how valuable the stone is, but I give it back in the hope that you can give me something that is far more precious. Give me what you have within you that enabled you to give me the stone." Please rise in honor of the Rotarian of the Year Award, Juanita Pellegrini. Congratulations, Juanita.
It's a real champion.
I'm still.
Smiley, ladies do, right?
So I want to thank two very, very special women here, and I'm so blessed to have them in my life, Sherry and Alicia. So thanks again to the Debunking Committee and the decorations. Great, great job. To Joanne and Judy, and who else was on your Debunking Committee?
The board.
The board. So thank you so much. Ranney. I also want to the staff here at Sally Tomatoes, where are they? Where are the staff at Sally Tomatoes? Thank you so much. Lindsay and Courtney, the bartenders. You're not done yet until I'm done. And also to the great staff here at the Hotel Petaluma. What a great spot. Thank you so much. So, final comments really is what a year. We kept busy here in Petaluma and Sonoma County, and 4 of our club members actually went overseas on project fairs, and 8 of our members went to the Rotary International Conference in Toronto. We all succeeded in helping people in need, serving others, raising funds for great causes, and helping to make Petaluma, Sonoma County, and the world a more peaceful place. And we did this all together in whatever ways we could. And Jennifer, thank you so much for being here, and this collaboration we've had is going to go on for many, many years. So thank you very much, and it starts. And like I said, everybody did this in whatever ways we could, and we had a hell of a lot of fun doing it. So again, thank you very much. It's been a great honor to be here and to work with you, and I'll say it one more time, it has been my pleasure and my honor to be your club president. Now, Michael Nisler, front and center, buddy. We need to exchange some pins. Can you get it through my...
You're kind of hulking out, but you don't have the style. Come over here a little bit, please. You don't want to, but you got to at least get this. This is Superman, is this, or like that. You got to get the image there. We got to do pins. Well, I think I have a pin for the immediate past president. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
I mean, I kind of feel bad about this because you have another one day, about a couple hours, so aren't we a little bit premature?
Negative.
Okay. Let's go. Come on.
Just sit there. Did that go into the microphone?
I think I'm just going to give you about, I don't want to get too into it. Is that going to work for you? Oh, you have a pin for me? I think I have a pin for Danny, but I'm not sure. Let's see what this one says. Can you read this small fine print?
This is the president.
Oh, it's the president's pin? Okay, I think I have a spot right in between the middle there.
Cool.
Hey, big guy. Is this good for you too? Thank you. Bless you.
So Michael, I really, I can't believe how much you are prepared. You are going to be an excellent president. I am so honored that you've stepped up to do this position. And I can't thank you enough for volunteering to do it. So ladies and gentlemen, guests, family and friends, please welcome your new club president, Mr. Michael Nissler.
So here we go. It's time to rock and roll on a new year. And first off, Joanne said, if you could keep it to 4 minutes, these people, they want to get into some serious libations. I think, do you want to tee up the 50 slides that I have ready? Oh, no slides tonight, okay. Well, as Chris knows, we do have a bit of a history behind that, but I'm going to try to be a little bit more benevolent tonight. So to start off, I'd like to say that, Grace and I just got back from the Rotary International Convention, and we had a fantastic time. We had the Prime Minister from Canada, Justin Trudeau, that was there. We had some other notables there, such as the First Lady, Laura Bush, from 2001 to 2009. Awesome. And we had another dozen top speakers. We had many great breakout sessions, but among those we had your immediate president, President Ian Risley, and he had some great inspirational things, as well as Barry Rawson from the Bahamas. And now Barry and I have a lot in common. I could be his doppelganger. I mean, we have both the same barber, if you know what I mean. And he's really he's very handsome. He's sexy, not overbred. And he has the suave, and he has the thing. So, I'm glad we both look like one another. And so I think that there's maybe something in my future. I'm not sure, Chris.
Your debunking's not for another 12 months.
Oh, I know, but I'll tell you. When Joanne and Nancy and some of the others came up and asked me if I wanted to be president, the first thing Grace said is like, I can't wait for his debunking. I said, whoa, wait a second. That comes later, honey. So at any rate, the convention was really great. We had a good time. Now, normally the convention would be held a couple weeks earlier. Chris in Atlanta or Danny in Hamburg, Germany. Yeah, that would be a great place. It normally comes the first week or two. But the Maple Leafs, the hockey team, they were saying, well, we think we might be in the Stanley Cup. So, Rotary Club, could you make it maybe about the 20th or so before we start the convention? Well, that was nice of them to go ahead and let the Boston Bruins go ahead and win the tournament. So we were able to set up early, but 25,000 people. It's kind of hard for us all to change our airline reservations and things. So anyway, we got a late start. So Grace and I got back yesterday, and we are ready to hit the ground running. So as far as what's going on in the future, I guess
we're looking for a couple days. We got off into Niagara Falls. We had a great time before the convention. The convention itself, as I say, was very inspiring, and we really get a chance to find out what Rotary is all about, 25,000 of your best friends. Now, some of the people couldn't be here that did spend a couple days after, so some of my board members, such as Mike Ambrosio and Gail and Judy, they're not here right now. Also, Jim Becker and Steve are still away. I don't think they're on amnesty. I think they will come back, but you know, a lot of people like Canada. What can I say? Canada's a beautiful place. So at any rate, speaking about the things that make the club happen, as Chris said, this is phenomenal to put this together. Now, I gotta say, I don't know if this is copyrighted. I am videoing every bit of this. Now, I might just rather than have one next year, I just may show you the video next year. How can you beat something like this, huh? Let's hear it for everybody on the team. So, thank you for coming to the people who are not here. For sure, Gail worked on it a lot. And for everybody who made this evening happen, this has been a very memorable event. It shows what Rotary is all about, I think, that we do service above self. And that means club service, we do community service, we do youth service, we do international service, and one that is kind of a secret we never hardly talk about, which you'll hear more about in the coming year, which is vocational service. We normally think about that as ethics, but there's a lot more. Stay tuned on that. So, regarding my upcoming year, I guess, you know, I hear that the honeymoon for a president coming in after the debunking is really quite short. So I was hoping I could maybe get some calibration from one of our immediate past presidents. Can any of my immediate past presidents tell me how long the honeymoon is? It's over. It's over. It's over! Okay, well, here we go. We're off and running. So, I would like to thank, first of all, the person that made it possible for me to be here today. Now, all of this come into Rotary by having sponsored Rotary. And El Catalini, would you stand, please? Thank you for inviting me here today. And for all of us who got here, we're here because we have a sponsor. And so membership is going to be my 4 M's. But I think it's important that we do things to acknowledge those people, to take people who are suspects, make them prospects, invite them in, and to see what we can do to have people who are the right stuff to be our future Rotarians. And that said, our club has a great culture and a great history, and I look forward to continuing all the things that we've been doing in our history of Rotary to support our current members to make it where they feel that they're relevant as well. Second, I would like to thank the nominating committee that entrusted me. We have the team of 5, and thank you for your trust, and I'm going to work hard to live up to your expectations, and a good job. So if I could have a special thanks for all of our immediate past presidents, the team of 5, and all of our past presidents, please. Thank you. You know, being able to serve as a Rotarian is actually the highest honor that is bestowed to us. Or as our Rotarian Jennifer Strong would say, Rotarians allow ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And I think that says it quite well. It happens when we discover why we have become Rotarians. When we discover, if you watched Billy Crystal in City Slickers, that one defining thing that makes us different. When we finally have that moment why we discover why we are a true Rotarian. Not why we join, but why we do it. So say we won. So say we all. Everybody? So say we won. So say we won. So say we all. Okay, third, I would like to express my gratitude to the incoming board for all of your support. I know that in my short time, I shouldn't go through everybody's name. We will have, coming up soon in July, we're going to have our kickoff, and I will say that, but we live by the motto, service above self, and to make good things happen. By the way, incoming Rotary International President, Barry Rass Lassen from the Bahamas. He has some things that really touched me in my heart. There is a book by Steve Farber, some of you may have heard me talk about it, which is Extreme Leadership. And in that, he talks about LEAP, L-E-A-P, an acronym, that we have love. Love and things that we're passionate about, not just because of our position, but we really believe in how we can make a difference in the world. And I look at District Governor Bob, how the love he's given us, Chris Ranney, all the past presidents and things, that they really have a passion that they believe in it. So the E is for having energy. Yeah, it's easy to do when you're up there in front of a team of 70 people, but to go in and day out, as Chris has really exemplified, and our past presidents, our board have done, that takes somebody to have the real stuff. The A is for audacity. Now audacity, we think, well, it's not kind of bold and brazen. No, it's not necessarily. If you look in the dictionary definition, as Steve Farber says, the A for audacity is one where you're willing to stretch. Now, Steve Farber said, and I didn't hear it from Barry Rassin, but it's the OSM, having the shucks moment, shall we say. In other words, we're willing to stick our neck out sometimes, we're willing to take some risks, and I see that happen. I see Chris do that when he stepped up, in terms of the fire relief fund, and then taking it not only for our club, but for the county, and being a co-chair for the district. I mean, that took a lot of guts to do that. And he hung in there, and he had some audacity to kind of make a difference. And if you believe, if you have the love and the energy, you're going to do that. And the last is proof, the P, the truth. And that is where you're willing not only to tell people what to do, but you're willing to get in there. And I can certainly see where Chris was definitely dedicated to it and did it day in and day out. So Steve Farber has something, now we talked about service of self, but he has one that says, regarding the love, do what you love in service for others, that they would find the love in what you do. Or more specifically, is where you have the energy to do what you love in the service of others who love what you do. Do what you love in the service of others who love what you do. Can you say it with me? Do what you love in the service of others who love what you do. I mean, isn't that what it's all about? I think it is. It says it even more succinctly than the four-way test. You're going to hear me say that more. Do what you love in the service of what you do for those who love what you do. So, I guess I'm going to finish by saying is that we've got a great year coming, and I've got my 4 M's. The first of the 4 M's is marketing. I think that we have to be great salespeople. We talk about this being a leadership organization, but we do actually sell what we do to other people. So you can see more in terms of what we do to market ourselves. The meetings, have we not had a great job with the meetings? I want to thank everybody for the great meetings we've had here. Charlie Stewart is doing a phenomenal job. We've got some great things coming up this year. The membership. The membership is critical, as we talked about. We need to get the members that love what we do and show that they love what we can do for the community. And the last is mentorship. Yeah, that's that vocational service. So I'm going to save that for now. But just be aware, because you're going to see a lot of things, not only with youth, but we have some of our special skills and talents where we can do things to help others. So, okay, here we go. Chris, would you please stand? So, this person deserves, come on, get to the pose. Hands on the hips. And I'm facing, turn the other cheek, please. There we go. Faster than the speeding boat, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap single buildings with a single bound. Let's have another standing ovation for our immediate past president, Chris Ranney. You're looking good. Is that not what okay, this has been exciting, and we've had a great time, and until July 12th, there is, I understand, new management coming behavior. So if you're going to take 7 days or so up in the Sierras, don't hurt yourself, please. I may need to call upon you. But you have maybe after 365 days of service deserved, some time off, some parole. I'll have to talk to Danny Fish and see if that is deserved. But I want to thank you all for your support in Rotary. Have a great 4th of July, and we look forward to seeing you. We have a dark week coming up. Before I go, I need to be able to thank my lovely wife, Grace. Would you stand up, please? Yeah, Mom. Thank you for listening to me. James Governor, and Williams, and her daughter, Kevin. Please say hello to them.
And here's how much I live in Oakmont, and I want to tell you, Petalumans are the greatest. Thank you so very, very much.
So, at this time, unless something really bad happens, I still have about 27 hours or so before my, no, Chris says no. Well, okay, well, something really good happens, and I am going to be your president, and, one thing that's hard for me to do, I'm getting used to, is this thing here. Now, I understand that sometimes the gavel and the bell goes away. I don't know what happened. We'll see what happens. I have a dog in my house, so I have a plan B always. But as your new president of the Petaluma Rotary Club, it has been an honor. And Grace, I don't know if you have some music for us to go as we go into the end of this, but thank you all for coming, for having a great evening. And I will call this meeting adjourned.